Alright, today we're here with an MSG75 and we are going to be replacing an air spring or an airbag. There's a few steps involved in this one. We'll go ahead and start by taking off the seat cushion. If it's heated, you'll have to unplug. And once the seat cushion's off, we are going to take off this tether bar in the back. That's going to stop us from getting this thing apart. There's a couple of Allen screws back here. Once we got that off, we can lower this bellows. And with the bellows drop down, you'll have the linkage here. You'll want to unhook the linkage from the bottom plate, and that's just going to slide towards the rear. And that's unhooked. And from there, we'll flip this guy up, and we're going to need a T40 to get this air spring out of here. And this other one is a T40 Plus. You'll want all the air out of this thing before you start the project. You don't want to have any air in there when you start. I found it was a little bit easier to lay it on its back at this point. So it requires removing the whole bottom off of there. But you got to twist it one way, because this side has a little different profile than the other. At this point you can see the air spring in here. That's going to require a drill bit or a chisel, one way or the other. Alright, once you get that free, use pliers You can kind of gently push against that to release the air hose. It's got that quick connect fitting on there. Push evenly on either side and release that. And then you're back to your T40 to get this last screw out of here. Replace your airbag. I guess we'll have to clean this up here with a punch and a hammer to knock them out. At this point, you can go ahead and hook up your air hoses, check them for any damage, but they should be able to just press them right back in. And now we can start to reassemble. If you knocked off your rollers, you might take a look. I did have one off of there, but these just slide back on. Once you get them rollers back in the tracks, you can put airbag screw in the bottom. You have to align these blocks. And if you press down on it, you should have these hook right back on the top. Alright, if you get these aligned in here properly, they should be caught on the top plate, and your bolt hole should line right up for these other bolts. Point you'll have your linkage in here to slide back in the bottom plate. It's very difficult to show on camera, but this linkage here has a bend to it, and there's a loop on the bottom plate. You just catch that back in that loop. And then we did knock this off while we were working. For our operator presence switch, we'll put back on. Everything should line up and push the button on the operator switch. Now this tether bar that we removed, I'm going to bring that back up. There's two different ways here. So there's a bigger bump that goes to the front, and then your nuts will line back up with your holes in the top plate. You also have to have the backrest down to get your tool on there. Now you can put your bellows back up and put your cushion in. If you had a heated cushion, don't forget to plug your heat back in. Alright, for more information you can follow us on our website, www.grammar.com.